Yes, guys, welcome to another show of YARDCHAT. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Wherever you are in the world, guys, welcome to another show. Let's get into the show, guys. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, April 3rd, we have the container of the pre-dax chicken that was washed ashore in Jamaica. And, the government went on, and letting the people know that this chicken should not be consumed because we don't know, number one, the government saying that the chicken was never improper importation in Jamaica, and we know this chicken wasn't intended for Jamaica, it was intended for the Cayman Islands, and they saying that it didn't meet the standard of the importation of the chicken. It's not, so this chicken is not to be consumed. But we have a lot of people went there and show some pictures here, looting, taking the chicken. There you have other people went online talking about this is the best chicken they ever had. You don't have to season. Look like they were pre-seasoned the chicken already. We don't know what the hell complication, but we got to worry about E. coli. That's another thing, that could sit in your system. We don't know all type of bacteria could be growing, but we know chicken is a very dangerous meat if it's not properly on the proper temperature. We don't know, guys, but we're not going to know the outcome of this probably next 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month down the road. People going to start complaining about this and that. We don't know. We just don't know. Also, guys, the government went on the record and said this chicken is not for to consume, because they're saying that it's a health risk. It's a health risk. This chicken, this container come on the shore of St. Catherine by Ashore. People, listen, I advise people not to eat that chicken, but Jamaican people, one of the most stubborn and hard-headed people on this face of this earth. These people do what they want to do. But the government saying this chicken should not be consumed. Should not, this is what the paper said. However, experts strongly advise against consuming this chicken for several critical food safety reasons. Why the chicken should not be consumed. The chicken that washed ashore was never approved for, Jamaica. It was for the Cayman Island. And, they're going on the record as saying that it did not meet the food safety, standard required for poultry entering Jamaica market. Specifically, those outlined in the Animal Disease and Importation Act. This legislation ensure only, that only safe, inspected and permit poultry product enter the food chain, and the chicken from wash up ashore container bypass these protocol, and it can be dangerous. We're not going to know the outcome if anyone is getting sick probably next month or so. Then people going to start coming out. Man, listen, this is just a safety concern I have, because you cannot, if the chicken is not properly stored, it wasn't frozen on a proper, temperature to meet the standard, imported poultry into Jamaica, which it wasn't intended for Jamaica. So nothing wasn't checked. So we don't know. And, we don't know how long this container was sitting there, guys. We just don't know. And for people to take this, to loot and steal and go home and cook it, it's a health risk. Like the horticulture is saying, this is a very high risk. It's a very high risk. It's a safety issue. And, I guess Jamaican people said, hell with the safety. We're hungry out here. Food wash ashore, chicken, and it is what it is, guys. But, we just have to be, on the lookout for anything start coming out in the next couple of weeks, because then we could trace it back. Remember the container that was washed ashore. Another thing they're worrying about is the bacteria contamination from the seawater. So you worry about contamination. You worry about the bacteria. You worry about all type of it's a lot of things that people have to worry about, especially when you want to consume to put something in your body. You're taking a chance, guys. E. coli is real. Food poison is real, and so far, this happened from April 3rd. I haven't heard anything about anyone getting sick, but you just don't know. This is just a concern. I'm just bringing forth today, guys, and and I know everyone was speaking about it, bringing it, but I said, I have to bring forth, and these people, the health complication when these people consume this chicken, what we don't know. Guys, thanks for joining me this morning or this afternoon. It depends where you're at in the world, guys. Thank you very much. Make sure you press like, share, and subscribe, guys. Until later. All right.